Growing up nearly the same age as Harry, Ron, and Hermione as they progressed through the movies made me more than ever want to be a student at Hogwarts. Fast forward to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy and my dream could finally become a reality. I can fully immerse myself in the wizarding world and experience the life I always dreamed of. Unfortunately, as good as Hogwarts Legacy looks, this might not be 100% true after all the new information we received during the recent gameplay showcase, so I'm going to take you through the 10 biggest takeaways from that event that weren't big reveals, some good, and yes, even some bad, but most of these things haven't been getting the attention they deserve. So sit back, relax, and get ready to agree or disagree with me in the comments below. As the gameplay presentation pushed on and 45 minutes of my life felt like 15 seconds, there were countless, what I would like to call video gamey features that impressed me and helped create immersion. We have the option to turn off the HUD and minimap, or different parts of it to our liking, and what we have seen so far, there are no loading screens. Yes, the minimap looks outdated, which for a game that looks so beautiful, looks somewhat out of place, but someone mentioned to me that maybe they're making the minimap look like a map on parchment, which is a great thought, and if that's the case, I love the little details. Adding to that immersion, the Avalanche crew mentioned that they wanted Hogwarts Legacy to be large, and if you can see the location, you can go there. As true as this probably is, there will be technical limitations and boundaries to the map, but I have no reason to believe that we can't go anywhere. With the option to turn off the HUD and potentially no loading screens, you have the ability to explore Hogwarts and the surrounding grounds to your heart's content. Looking at how big the map is, and hopefully truly being able to go everywhere, I just hope the map doesn't feel empty, and there are little wizarding tasks to do throughout. After meeting one of the many quest-giving NPCs, Zenobia Noke, she tasks you to find a certain amount of gobstones around the castle so that she can play gobstones. But you can't. You also can't play Wizard's Chess, or pet your pet owl, or just sit down anywhere and soak in the ambient music. This was an interesting decision to me as game director Alan Tu mentioned that there were limitations on the amount of things that could be put into Hogwarts Legacy in terms of playable features, but if these things were left out, they were part of the narrative. I only know so much about game development, but being able to sit on a random bench or play chess seems like an odd thing to leave out as they have been done in multiple games over the last decade. Now we have seen you petting fantastic beasts, and I'm sure that some of these things can be added as WB and Avalanche made sure to remind you that this footage was a work in progress during the whole presentation, but we will have to wait and see. As just a fan of the wizarding world though, this will definitely break some immersion for me as these were some of the features that I was hoping for, just like a true house point system. I understand leaving out playable Quidditch and the Quidditch House Cup, but house points not being a true system and only tied to the narrative side of things makes the house you choose seem uneventful and just a feature that has very little impact other than different colored robes and a different common room. Not having a true house point system was probably my biggest negative takeaway from an overall great show. A huge piece of information that I haven't seen get that much buzz is when Alan Tu said that the choices we make in-game can affect the game world, characters' lives, and even the ending. I was actually taken back by this comment as it's been confirmed by the Hogwarts Legacy website FAQ section that there is no real morality system. So how does this work? We know that we have the choice to learn Crucio from Sebastian, which could potentially change the story, but how deep does this go? Can Sebastian die? The more I've thought about this, the more it makes my head spin and gets me excited to see all the different gameplay options. Options like playing as a student from each house just to have a different common room. When walking through the Hufflepuff common room during the presentation, it was confirmed that there would be different music for each common room and even other locations, which is a great feature to not only increase immersion, but also help orient you on what looks to be a large map. Along with this music, we also saw that some different locations would have a different color hue about them to help with orientation. The main house color being spread throughout each of the respective common rooms, the greenhouse with a green hue, and the library is somewhat brown. These are great ambient details. Good job, Avalanche. Fast travel locations seem to be everywhere, literally. We saw over 5 of them in the castle tour alone, and we know that there's at least 1 in each common room and 1 at Hogsmeade. We can also assume based on what we saw that there is 1 in close proximity to each classroom and countless others surrounding the map. While I will more often than not be choosing to run through the castle to take in the sights and sounds of each location, outside of the castle, this can help me get from point A to point B significantly easier. As a completionist, I appreciate the sheer amount of flue flames and the fact that they are unlocked by being in the vicinity and you won't miss one by needing to interact with it. It will make 100%ing this game so much less tedious. Something that has always confused me about Hogwarts is how many students are there. I always got the sense that the school was small, maybe 4 to 6 beds per room, per grade in the dorms, and classes were taken with another house in your year, which made the class size seem like about 20 students. But Avalanche wowed me by showing a packed castle with numerous quest-giving students. I was pleasantly surprised how many people were just walking around and chatting. Although the voiceover and conversation menu was a bit off, it's not something that would make or break my experience like being in an empty castle would. So I'm glad to see Hogwarts is alive and well. As great as the character creator menu looked, and as much as I've praised WB and Avalanche for all the diversity and inclusion options they are adding into Hogwarts Legacy, not having a character body type option is a massive miss and an absolute head scratcher. Not every person fits the witch or wizard body type they have shown. Some individuals are bigger, super skinny, or even muscular, and for those of you that will say, they are just teenagers, that doesn't matter. People come in all shapes and sizes throughout their whole life, and some transform their bodies starting in their teen years, so I just believe that it was a big miss for a company that has been doing such a great job making sure that you can truly make yourself be in Hogwarts no matter what you look like. My biggest question after watching the showcase is, how does the day-night cycle work? No, not literally how a day-night cycle works, but after we learn that classes aren't a part of it and on more of a narrative track, how will the day-night system be implemented? For example, if we have a mission that needs us to attend a class, can we free roam and do side missions for a few days before attending that class while it changes from day to night? Or will it stay daytime until we complete that class and then it changes? Either or, I'm okay, I just have a curious mind and would like to know. But until then, if you are interested in some of Hogwarts Legacy's recent reveals or how classes work in Hogwarts Legacy, click on one of the videos on screen so we can hang out a bit longer. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.